Restoration Rip-Off, your chance to save a great car for the nation. Now, we asked you to write in and nominate knackered but essentially interesting old cars that were worthy of restoration. We narrowed that down to a short list of 5, but the catch is we've only got enough money to restore one of them. And you're going to decide which one it is by voting with a telephone number that I'm going to give you in a minute, so please have a pen ready this time. Last week, we looked at a Lotus 10 that had been ordered by James Dean just days before he was killed. And now, here's another candidate.
Our non-runner this week is one of Britain's more eccentric cars.
This is the Adams Probe 16. Now, you probably don't recognise the name, but you should recognise the shape, because this car was a film star. But that's not the first reason for restoring it. First of all, there's its rarity. This is much rarer than a Bugatti Royale or a Ferrari 250 GTO. We got 6 of the Bugattis and a whopping 39 of the Ferrari. But this, 3. And then there's the brave design. Now, everyone was stunned by the Ford GT40 because it sat just 40 inches high. But this car would make the Ford look like a Range Rover. When it's sitting down on its own wheels, its roof is just 34 inches off the ground. And that meant there was no room for any doors. So there aren't any. So instead, you stuck a key in the bodywork down here, and this glass roof panel slid open electrically. The designer, Dennis Adams, said that this bit of the car was inspired by a woman's waistline and that these bits were her buttocks. But it was the 60s.
And it was at the end of the 60s, when the Probe was grabbing headlines, that it caught the eye of film director Stanley Kubrick. When Kubrick made A Clockwork Orange, he needed a car as shocking as his vision of a nightmare future. And this very Probe 16 was it.
But although it may still look futuristic, I have to say that one or two of the details are a bit medieval. The chassis, for example, it's made of wood. And I'm afraid to say that the engine has come from an Austin Maxi. And then there's the pedals. When you press the throttle and the clutch, they move outwards, like that. It is, of course, a complete crock. I mean, all the bits are in boxes and buckets and look something like that. They all need refinishing and refitting. But we think it's probably worth it, because this car epitomises that mad late 60s period when all the furniture hung from the ceiling and all the carpet was shag pile. You simply couldn't design a car like this today. Nannying legislation would put a stop to that immediately. And that's why this car is worthy of your vote.
This is the next century.
To vote for the Clockwork Orange Probe, you ring 09011 110 835 and follow the instructions that I give you down the telephone. Now, do please vote, because remember, only you can decide which of these completely broken cars is rescued. And as an added incentive, when you ring up, you are automatically eligible for our competition to win a VIP test track day with Top Gear right here. All you have to do is answer this very, very tricky automotive question. Which Italian supercar maker features a prancing horse on its logo?
Absolutely no idea.